Uttoxeter swing! Forget my printer in the background if you can hear that, it's just having a bit of a moment. I love that tune so much. I came across it in Wrecker's Border Morris, and I've heard it in various other sides as well. They dance one of their dances to it, and they play it with a Moko Stomp, which is another absolute groovable banger in my certified opinion. It's a tune that I've just used on my Patreon, which has just hit 300 members. Whoa, what the hell? I started it in March 2020 when the pandemic first hit, kind of because I lost a lot of work and it was like, oh no, what am I going to do for income? But also because I had lots of time to get the idea off of my ideas shelf. I'd been thinking of setting up a membership club, an online community of learners, folk music learners. I went about establishing my Patreon, and quite quickly a lot of people joined up who were already students of mine who really just wanted to support. But it's now this massive global community, and I am so proud of it. I mean, just on a personal level, like I'm just proud of myself for being consistent, for posting every month, for hosting my live Melinars, for sharing the sheet music, and now the creation of my podcast, which has come through the support of my patrons, who I call Mel's Angels, by the way. If you're on my Instagram, if you follow me there, then you might have seen me talk about Mel's Angels. I just get so much joy from being part of this group, leading this group, and I learn a lot through the community as well. It's lovely to see we have a weekly sharing Sunday in the group WhatsApp, and if I remember, which usually I do, I put a little prompt in there for people to share what they've been doing in that particular week, what their little successes have been. It might be to do with the Melodeon, it might be to do with a concert they've been to, or somewhere they're travelling. You know, there's all sorts of things that get shared. And we've also met up recently at Halsey Manor. I was teaching there a few weeks ago, and there was an absolutely brilliant group of Mel's Angels, so I couldn't resist getting a picture in front of the manor. So just a massive shout out to everyone who's ever supported or still supports my Patreon. Thank you so much. I just wanted to take a little moment to talk to you a bit more. If you're somebody that's new to following me and you don't know maybe what Patreon is, it's a membership platform that creators can use to create a club, essentially, and offer content that they don't offer elsewhere. So for different amounts of money, you can sign up to get extended episodes of Chatterbox, a piece of sheet music every month that goes with one of my YouTube channels, and I annotate it usually with button numbers and directions, so for Melodeon players it becomes a lot easier to play. And then some of the top tiers, I do live Melinars twice a month. One I teach and another one of my guest tutors teaches. So I have guests that I bring in from all around the world, mainly the UK and Europe, but watch this space. There's so much on offer now. I think we're up to something like 150 Melinars that are in the archive, which, yeah, is a lot. And this year I've just introduced my roadmaps. So I've put together themed groups of Melinars. They're also in collections, so they're a whole series of like playing by ear, playing faster, steady session survival skills, which is my topic that I like teach it in person, but I've also got all of my Melinars. Where were we? I got a phone call from my vet. My cat is doing absolutely fine, which has been brilliant because I was quite worried about her this morning, but totally fine, so I can stop crying now and get back to the video. Where was I? So I was talking about all of the Melinars and everything that is on Patreon. Some members choose to sign up for free. There is a little bit available for free, and you kind of get a bit of a newsletter from me every month saying what is coming up on the club, like who's announcing the guest tutor and what they're going to be teaching, and announcing my Melinar and what I'll be teaching. Some people decide to pay for their subscriptions, so that is obviously always appreciated because it is a big part of my income, and it's a service that I provide that I'm very proud of, and it's incredibly valuable. So if you are looking to get some help with your Melodeon playing, or if you play other folk instruments, you'll find a lot on there. There's a series about music theory that really breaks it down into the absolute bare basics, the things that I believe are the things that a lot of folk musicians want to know if you're interested in folk theory, music theory. There's the playing faster series, there's the playing by ear series, as I've said, my sessions survival skills series. There's obviously my guest tutor series, which is where all of the Melinars that my guest tutors have taught and their podcast episodes are stored, so you can listen on the podcast and you can also learn from my guests on the guest tutor series. My Establish Explore series, now this is something that came out of everything else. I think I ran this in 2023. It was designed to have a two-part Melinar, so we'd have the first monthly Melinar would be the Establish, where I'd choose a tune to teach and show you the corners, round off, sort of make sure you're learning something properly, you're establishing it, well under the fingers. And then the second part, the second Melinar, would be exploring that tune, doing something with it, whether it be playing right-hand chords or tarting it up, adding ornaments, looking at left-hand variations, all sorts of different things. So you can go and look at what the tunes were in the Establish Explore. This year, I am sort of following on from Establish Explore in the Nice and Simple series, and that is all about how to bring on your playing. So developing your playing beyond just learning tunes, but looking at making little variations and how to improve your groove and your rhythm. Actually, this tune that I just played, Uttoxeter Swing, is the example tune that I used. I took a very basic chord sequence from the tune in the B music, created a little right-hand chord riff, and I used it in one of my Melinars where I did the Anatomy of Groove, which actually is now going to become a little mini series because there's so much to talk about when it comes to what groove is and how we can do it. We're kind of really taking some big chunky topics and, as I love to do, breaking them down, bite-sized pieces, making them nice and simple, and hopefully encouraging people to explore their playing just beyond playing the actual notes. That's what it's all about. 1, 2, 3, 4. What were you seeing in the way I was physically making that happen? I was aware of holding something in my neck, that kind of groovy accordionist, maybe a hurdy-gurdy neck. You see that in musicians. I hold a lot of that, kind of space, that where I'm holding space in the music, not for defying gravity, although, yeah, I suppose we're lifting the tune up by leaving space. I hold it in my body somewhere. Sometimes it's in the way I remove the hand, and then I've got this, I think of having a hi-hat, from a hi-hat cymbal from a drum kit. Sometimes I'll imagine one out here, somewhere in space, and I've got to remove my hand in enough time to hit that and then get back to the keyboard. And remember what I was saying about clapping those rhythms. 1 and 2 and 3 and. That hi-hat is on the and. So when you end up kind of taking all of that time, it really helps you not to rush back to the beat, because a lot of us in the beginning, when you're learning melodies, when you're learning tunes, you're just focused on the notes and you're not thinking about this extra information. So this being aware of not rushing to the next beat, really take your time over it. That's a huge part of groove, is where you end up placing that next beat. Are you going to be slightly reluctant to get there, or are you going to push it forward by, chipping away at the front edge of the beat every time? And there's, as I say, 5 years worth in the archives of all of the basics, my roadmaps to help you navigate round the vast archive, sort of linking you to specific things within the archive that will flow on contiguously from each other, because a lot of people have said how overwhelming it is when they join now. It's like, oh my god, there's so much to look at. But the roadmaps help to navigate you through in a particular route, and there's lots of little deviations that it can go on from there if you want to. I'll leave a link down in the description of this video. If you click below, you'll find where my Patreon exists, and as I say, you can sign up for free, or if you have the funds available, there are many membership tiers that suit individual pockets. So, and the other thing as well is you don't have to sign up for a long time. You can get a small discount if you sign up annually, but most people are monthly members, so it will charge you monthly, and you can cancel at any time. There's literally no contract. People come and go, and they come back, and they take a break, and they might go and do something else, and then they'll come back again and catch up with all the stuff that they've missed. Some people have been there since the beginning, and obviously I love them for it. Thank you so much. But honestly, it's just one of those sort of very flexible things that hopefully you can work into your monthly expenditure and really get some massive value out of it, and super support a musician who posts a lot online for free anyway. But if you want the extra information, the extra detail, then a little bit of money every month and you can access that. I think that's everything I wanted to say. Again, just reiterating how amazed I am that we've hit 300 members. It's been a real journey and I have loved every moment of it. Honestly, just the fact that I'm so consistent with it has been really, really useful for me. It gives me some real structure to my month. And there's been some really exciting things happening for me in my personal life, other jobs and things which I might start talking about online soon. I am back, it seems. I'm posting, other than the podcast every month. This is the first tune I've posted in months. And I've got some ideas of other tunes to post as well. And if you want to request anything that I learn, that would be really nice. Just leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like and share, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you to those that do. And yeah, I think that's it. So I'll see you, hopefully, not very long, and I will check you out on the next video. Cheers, guys. Bye.